Hello, everybody. It's great to see so many of you taking advantage of this freedom we have, this right that we have of political discourse. It's really neat to be able to talk and listen and argue and yell and even complain. And we do it without getting in trouble. It's really great to be an American, isn't it? It really is. My name's Tom Weaver, as he said, and I'm running for Congress in the 5th District. I'm running because Benjamin, my son, grew to within 2 inches of my height over this summer. He didn't grow in the other areas of where I am too short for my weight, but that's okay. And I realized that he's a young man now, and I have to pass the blessings of liberty to him. And when I look at the bucket of the blessings of liberty, I realize they're wanting from what my parents gave me. And it's not that we're not the greatest country in the world, we really are. And it's not that we don't have the most freedoms, we really do. But the greatest and the most, those are relative terms. You see, governments were created by men, and they have derived their just powers from men. You'll find that in the Declaration, the fourth truth. We've really given a lot of power to our government. And over the years, it's not like it happened overnight. This law doesn't bother me, this law doesn't, oh, that doesn't bother me, that doesn't. And all of a sudden we wake up and we realize that things have really, really changed. It's nowhere close to where we were when we were small. And one of the many things of all the powers government has, the one power that I think they should really watch out for is protecting our rights, guarding our rights, especially the right to pursuit of happiness. And like some have heard, pursuit is a verb. We have to work for happiness. We have to get involved. And that involves jobs. And that involves keeping our money and doing with it what we want to do. See, the whole issue is about jobs and about the pursuit of happiness. When you look at the massive spending we have, how does that help jobs? It can't. Our government's beholden to Japan and China. They should be beholden to us. You know, when we look at taxes, they're out of sky high. People want to give this benefit or this benefit and do this and do that so businesses can get more money. Just cut the taxes and let the businesses decide what they want to do. Do they want to hire people? Do you want to invest in inventory? Do you want to buy new equipment? It's up to business. It's not up to government. Solve these things on a local basis. You look at regulations. I'm in the water treatment business. I've watched my market go from thousands of companies in this nation to hundreds because of regulations. Some are good. Most are terrible. Most of them are created by people that don't have any constitutional boundaries. How did we let that happen? We need to take that back with tort reform. I spent the 80s figuring out how to get mercury out of the water. Now, thanks to Congress, when I leave Congress, I'll be able to get the mercury out because we have fluorescent light bulbs. So much for mercury. Healthcare, same thing. If this passes, we're going to have to work to get every weed out of the garden because the roots are going to be deep. It's going to change us forever, and I'm prepared to do that work. When you look at jobs versus education, we need charter schools. We need competition.
Absolutely.
Education is to create the scientists and the doctors and the engineers and the professionals of the future. But political correct degrees will not create jobs. Only educated people. So, I want to tell you a story because you are part of the Tea Party. 1 minute? Good. The Revolutionary War started on this, a feather. Okay? And it started at the Boston Tea Party. It started when Sam Adams put this on his hat, went by to ship people and said, "Hey, I'm a Mohawk," wink, wink. He was giving them plausible deniability so they could go back to in England and say, "Yep, we saw Mohawks." Okay? He also controlled the press, which was really good. And they got the message back that the Mohawks had taken the tea and thrown it overboard. When you think about it, it's really a remarkable time that this single feather started the Revolutionary War, and shortly thereafter we had the Intolerable Act shut down Boston. And what you might not know is that the image and the symbol of the New World was a Mohawk princess with a single feather. Sam Adams was telling England, we're not English, we're not British, we're Americans. And that's what he did. And to prove it, there was a Delaware River Tea Party a week later. You haven't heard of that. Go back and look it up. They didn't have Sam Adams. And also Ben Franklin tried to pay for the tea. He couldn't. It was more than that. It was about this feather. I'm going to wear this feather as my commitment to you that I'm part of a new type of people going to Congress. We're going to read the Constitution, defend the Constitution, and work with we the people to change the course and go into a better direction. I want you to help me. And together we'll make that journey in the pursuit of happiness, and maybe in a couple of years we'll see that that bucket with the blessings of liberty is filled up some. Thank you very much.